right, good morning, everybody. So, out of the book now, and the first chapter is on solving equations, which you have done quite a bit. And so, this should be fairly straightforward. At least the first three sections, I know for sure you've done before, just because in helping my kids when they were in middle school, I know they've done a bunch. And the last two sections will be still solving some equations, but stuff that I don't think you've quite done all yet. Um, so today and tomorrow we're just going to go slow for a couple days. Should be fairly straightforward. They're all one-step equations, which means you're going to do one step and you'll have the answer. So one thing that I want to do, and you won't need to use this for like a day or two, but I want to kind of ingrain it in your memory, is here's the steps to solve an equation, any equation. So this does, some of the stuff you won't have to do today. Actually, most of it you won't have to do today. But first thing you want to do is get rid of parentheses. I probably spelled that wrong. I'm a bad speller. Get rid of parentheses. And to do that, we're going to distribute. You won't have to do that at all today, but you will eventually. Step 2, combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. Won't have to do that today. Step 3, do any adding or subtracting to both sides. And step 4, do any multiplying or dividing to both sides. This you want to have with you for like the whole chapter, because this order doesn't really change in almost anything we do. There is one or two small exceptions that when those happen, I will go over with you and explain. But for the most part, if you see parentheses, distribute. If you can combine stuff on the same side, combine them. Then you're going to do the both sides thing, adding and subtracting first, multiplying and dividing second. Okay, so a couple quick examples of what you might see or what you're going to see today. So you'll see basic ones. So there's no parentheses, there's nothing to combine on the same side of the equal sign. So I do adding and subtracting. So it's minus 4. So I add 4. And x equals 14. Simple. So you might, or you will see some that have the double sign stuff. So we need to take care of this. Adding something negative, if I add something negative to you, that's not good. So that needs to become subtraction. You can think of it as like when you're multiplying and dividing, a negative and a positive become negative. You could think about it that way also, but all right. Then add 8 because it's subtract 8. And a equals 11. Okay. Some of you, and I think it's just a visual thing, get freaked out, whatever the word is. When the variable's on the right side of the equal sign, it's just a visual, I think, that kind of messes people up. So you can if you want to. There's no rule or mathematical reason why you can't. Is you can switch the sides if that just visually looks better for you. You don't have to, but that's addition, so I'm going to subtract. And so here's our integer stuff that we reviewed last week. If they're the same sign, we add and keep the sign. If you dug a hole 4 feet and then you dug 7 more feet, you'd have a hole 11 feet. Negative 11. Okay, so most of them, the variable will be on the left side. But if it is on the right, you can just subtract 7 from the beginning and you'll get negative 11 equals m. If you want to switch them, you can put m, and then you'll do it that way, and m equals negative 11. Okay. So the other thing, let me go to a new page. The last thing that you'll see is kind of a picture. And in the directions for this group of problems, it will say the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral, that means 4 sides, so we have 4 sides, is 360. Sum of the angles is 360 degrees. Okay, and then it's going to say write an equation and solve it. So sum means addition, so all the angles are going to add up to 360 degrees. So write an equation for that. Well, if I do x, and I usually put the variable first, but you don't have to. And then I add 80, and then I add 85, and then I add 100. All that is going to equal 360. So then I just need, so here's the, there's no parentheses, but I can combine like terms on the same side. All these numbers are like terms. I can add them up, and I would get 80 and 85 is 165, and 165 and 100 is 265. Okay, so all that combined there. And then I do the adding and subtracting. In this case, subtracting. And then I subtract 360 and 265, and I get 95. Okay. So there will be 4 of those at the end of your assignment to do. They're all the same, except for just the numbers are different. Okay. So this is on Canvas. You don't necessarily need to write it down, but The assignment is number 1, page 8, problems 5 through 20. So I'm going to post, or I've already posted, on my school website, and I will go over this on the Zoom, but also the answers for anything out of the book for the whole chapter 1. So again, you're responsible to check your answers to know if you did it right or not me. That would be way too much to try to do for all of you. So the odd and the even. So in the back of the book, it just gives you an odd answer. But on the website, it'll also work the problems out. So if you're not sure what to do, it's there. And you can use it to help. So don't just copy it down. You won't learn anything and you'll fail a test. So please use it appropriately. All right. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.